What if I told you that the price of a few cups of coffee each week could actually be the key to unlocking a lifetime of income? I know, it might sound like a bit of a stretch, but today we're going to break down a playbook that shows you exactly how that's not just possible, but completely doable. $35,000. Just look at that number. Let it sink in. We're not talking about some abstract goal here. This is a tangible, passive income stream you could be generating in retirement. And it all starts from a surprisingly small seed. So, the big question is, how on earth do you turn a simple $50 a week into a five-figure annual income? Well, I promise you, it is not magic. It's a strategy, and it's way more accessible than you probably think. All right, let's dive in. Let's walk down this $50 path and see how it can lead to some serious financial freedom. You know, so many of us have been there. You're diligently putting money aside week after week, but you look at the account and it just feels like the pile isn't growing fast enough to really make a difference. The hard truth is, just saving cash in a standard bank account, well, it just doesn't have the muscle to build life-changing wealth. Okay, so check this out. On the left, you save $50 a week for 30 years. You end up with $72,000. I mean, that's respectful for sure, but it's not going to fund your retirement. Now look at the right. You invest that same $50 a week, and it could grow to over $770,000. What's the secret ingredient? It's all about the power of compounding. This is where things get really exciting. This is where your money truly starts working for you, all thanks to what's often called the snowball effect. Just look at the acceleration here. After 10 years, you're at about $50,000. Pretty good. But then it only takes another 5 years to more than double that. Then it doubles again. And again, faster and faster. By you're 30, that consistent $50 a week has absolutely ballooned to nearly $770,000. That, right there, is the engine of wealth creation in action. So what is compounding, really? Put simply, it's your money making money. And then all that new money starts making even more money for you. It's this powerful, self-reinforcing cycle that can turn small, consistent investments into some serious wealth over time. Okay. So we know compounding is the engine, but what kind of fuel should we put in it? Well, one of the most effective and time-tested strategies is to focus on a very select group of companies known as dividend aristocrats. Let me introduce you to the S&P 500 Dividend Aristocrats. Now, the S&P 500 is basically just a list of 500 of the biggest companies here in the US. These aristocrats are the absolute cream of that crop. We're talking about companies that have proven their stability by consistently paying their shareholders more and more year after year. And please do not underestimate the power of these dividend payments. Just look at this. Since 1926, nearly a third of the S&P 500's total return has come directly from dividends. They're like the silent engine of the stock market, a really crucial piece of the puzzle that, honestly, a lot of investors tend to overlook. So what does it take to get into this exclusive club? Well, the rules are simple, but they're incredibly difficult to achieve. First, you have to be in the S&P 500. Second, you must have increased your dividend payout every single year for at least 25 years in a row. It's an unbelievable signal of a company's financial health and discipline. All right, enough with a theory. Let's make this real. Let's look at some real-world examples of this strategy in action, and some of these might surprise you. So if you thought a dividend aristocrat was impressive, you've got to meet a dividend king. These are the absolute royalty of the investing world. These are companies that have raised their dividends for at least 50 consecutive years. 61 years. Just think about that for a second. For over 6 decades, through every recession, every market crash, every economic boom you can think of, Lowe's has given its shareholders a raise. Every single year. That is an incredible track record of reliability. And this strategy isn't just for old-school retail stores. We're talking about Wall Street giants, too. Big financial firms like Morgan Stanley are also known for their strong and growing dividend payments, which is why they attract so many income-focused investors. Now, here's one that might really throw you for a loop. Believe it or not, even the world of gaming can be a source of dividend income. NetEase, the company that helps bring massive titles like World of Warcraft to players in China, is also a dividend-paying stock. And that dividend yield you see there, that's just the annual payout as a percentage of the stock's price, another simple way to measure your return. Okay, so we've covered the what and the how. We've talked about the strategy. Now let's talk about the most important part, you. let's talk about how you can create your own financial plan. I want you to think about your investment strategy like it's a script for your financial future. It's a story that you get to write with a clear beginning, a middle, and an end goal. You are in control. You're the director here. And a really simple framework for writing your script is the 4 A's. First, attention. What is your financial goal? Get specific. Next, agitation. What's the problem you're actually trying to solve? Maybe it's not having enough for retirement. Then, activity. What's your chosen strategy? We just talked about a great one. And finally, action. What is your very next step? This simple framework can help you turn those vague financial goals into a concrete, actionable plan. So we've seen it. We've seen how $50 a week, supercharged by compounding and invested through a proven dividend strategy, can build a substantial income stream. The playbook is right here. The tools are all at your disposal. So the only question left to ask is, what's the opening line of your financial script?